I'm live. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. Let's get what to get. Let me introduce myself to you. Big shout out. It only takes a little bit to do what you gotta do. When you see, I'm a star, as you can see, and I'm rich. So I'm a rich star. Who are you? Let's get to getting. You got your introduction. I got some more things to read to you, right? And I'll be reading in a minute, right there, but not right now. So anyway, and keep it moving.
Nuwabians Truth Tribal Knowing Application. Family is everything. Family will always be there for you. Family always got your back.
Okay.
Family got that unconditional love. Blood is thicker than water. Well, apparently.
That's not what I want to hear. I want to go into here. I want to hear some of my stuff. Star material. What you got to say? Hey, hey. New strategy. How y'all doing today? We're not gonna go over and over. I just want to let you know that Skate Master Spa. Google Skate Master Spa. Maybe get it this time, maybe get it the next time. The cream always go to the top. You didn't get it this time, you get it the next time. Maybe your next life. Listen and learn with the
Nuwabians Truth Tribal Knowing Application. Family is everything. Family will always be here for you. Family always be there. Hologram. Holy. Passion. Words. Light. Soft. Go ahead. Great work. Jesus from the mountains. Jesus in the streets. Jesus in the darkness over us.
So basically, we're gonna cut that off. We're gonna start. I got a session. I got everything like kind of planned out. I want to introduce you to certain things and do certain things. And it's gonna get better. But right now, I'm just working on this right now. I think I needed you to be right here instead of over here. I need you to be right here. And that'll give me a better what I need to do. So I'm gonna switch up a little bit. I'm gonna take this over here. I'm gonna take this. Yeah, so how y'all doing today? Hope everything is going good. You know, you're coming out of the pandemic, you know, and then you're going back into another strand of the pandemic because we're getting more educated as far as things that we need to do, things that we should be aware of, other things that is not taught in the public and private school. That's basically what's going on right now. Let me see if I can get this over here without a problem. I think I got it. Yes, indeed. Put that right there. I'm going to sit down and talk to y'all over here. There you go. There you go. Hey, I think that's a little bit more. I think that's better. So anyway, how y'all doing today? Hope everything is good. I'm what we call an ELOHUUM teacher. I'm actually an ELOHUUM. You see, putting everything back in its rightful place, basically like a path, like a straight path. I am definitely a starlight, a light that unmeasurable, and it's inside this body. It's called etheric, and you can call me ether. How about that? You call me ether, and then when people say either or, they can make their choice. Now, we ain't been running this thing. A lot of people been running it, doing it. We got to do. At the same time, what's happening now? If you pay attention to what's going on, and what you have going on now is a lot of problems. People are having problems because they cannot put everything together the way it's supposed to be. And because of that, people have situations that's called problem. Let me push this back on. Something fell. There you go. I think that's good. You know? So basically, we dealing with cemetery. I got the incense here. I'm going to burn one. And I'm going to show you and introduce you to why we have incense. Now, let's go a little bit of science. And they tell you about two things cannot take place at one time. So now we're talking about germs, right? And we are germs too, but we're what we call a bigger germ, right? Or we have multiple germs, or many, what they call millions and millions of germs. There's a way to use numbers, and there's a way to use the symbols of numbers to distract others, which is called tricknology. Now, when you hear knowledge like this, people put hate with it. No, that's not hate. That's what we call, well, you can call it hate if you want to, but it has nothing to do with you stealing my anything, my time, my lifestyle, anything. So what you accept in America, right, on our land, right? And why we say our land? Because it's true. Not only America, when they talk about the Pangera and the splitting of the earth, when they talk about separation and what is what, and the people that's talking about it is the people that's making it up as they go along. And that's a problem. They're making it up as they go along. And with that, what's happening now, it ain't happening. So anyway, let me introduce myself to you. I'm the SP to the ARK. I am that spark. There you go right there. And basically what that does is special arc of the living tabernacle, right? Where we can perceive who we are, at the same time identify where we at, you see? And not only what you call on earth, you know, it's like in earth, on earth, and in the heaven at the same time. And that's the problem. People think they're not in heaven right now, thinking they got to earn their way to heaven. No, you earn your way with the connection of heaven before you die. And if you don't, people are using you because you're supposed to be helping them or utilizing them to their best ability to help themselves. That's what's called raise humanity. So people got into the problem of raising humanity, humans, right? When they didn't really understand about who they was as what we call Elohim. So when the ELOHUUM got back, right? Now we break down what happened, Elohim, ELOHUUM, and ELOHUUM, the different spellings of what's going on. And even with the song that they call hymn. Hymn is a song. But what is a song? Song is an articulation of vibrations. So what is a person? A person's articulation of vibration that they call matter, right? That's because that's the first part that they want you to know. That's the only part they want you to know first, so you can be fierce, you see, and not first, because first is fierce. So they don't want you to have balancement. So they talking about being masculine, and then somebody else whispered in your ear that you know you're really feminine, or you was feminine in 3 months. If you was a feminine for the first 3 months of gestation, with the ovum and the egg and 3 months of development, right? That means that you still who you are. But when you come out, boom, they got a system of trapping you off, snatching your children. You're not paying attention. They're programming your children inadvertently, which means the opposite, opposingly. So if they live by your laws, LIVED, if they live by your laws, LIVED, and let's see if I can get something here, and maybe we can do this. See if I can get something else on here. Notes. Hey Siri, open notes where I could draw. Welcome to notes. Add almost anything. Capture documents, photos, maps, and more from richer note experience. Note to self or with someone. Invite others to view or make change to a note. Sketch your thoughts. Draw using your finger or Apple Pencil. Okay, this is great. Okay, let's see what's going on now. Recording. No, not that. Let's say, what is this? So we're learning together. Take a picture, scan documents, take a video, choose a photo or video. No, scan text. That's great too. Let's scan some text. Let's scan some things and see what we're coming up with and see how it comes along. This is how we're learning the new technology. I will actually be teaching a new language. We teach the English. We're going to teach the English to the grandparents. We're going to teach the English. We are definitely going to teach the English, okay? We're going to teach the English, right? So we're going to teach the English. This is what we're going to do. So this is how we go. Bam. Okay, undo style change. What is undo style change? Scan documents. Yeah. Undo style change. Scan text. Okay. Scan text. And let's see. Find nearby text to insert. Let's get one of these papers here. Let's talk about me today, okay? I don't do that a lot, but let's see. I think it's this way. Oh, yeah. That's how they do it. I think it's like this. Right, something like this. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it again. Oh, yep. 10 document. There's a document right there. It's scanning. Oh, she took a picture of it. Read. Ready for next scan. Okay, this is this scanning. Okay, so yeah, I got it. Okay, so just scan the document. There you go, right there. Okay, so we got that part. Now I'm gonna read it to you. It says Sparkle Roller Dance. I'll show it to you too. See, Sparkle. There you go. There you go. It says Sparkle Roller Dance. And right now is the Spark. Okay. We're establishing the roller dance crew. So if you roller skate, you want to get down. If you're in your state, then we establish it in your state. It's called franchise. Okay. And franchise, learning this from someone that was taught by the best, right? If you want to deal with music, we deal with music, right? But you got to have money. You cannot. Okay, we're going to go about what's going on. But first here, I'm going to introduce myself to you. Skate Master Spark has done it again. He has put down a skating foundation of fun and good health in the Midwest. This is the first district called Tekosha. Okay? As he takes time to get the attention of the new generation of good souls. Missouri, this show you state. Because Missouri is considered to be a show me state. So I said the show you state. Okay, Skate Master Spark is teaching a good skate technique. Now, this particular technique, I was actually taught this technique. And I was taught at Sweet Ruby's, right? Brooklyn. That's why I take a kin to Brooklyn, Illinois, here in St. Louis. Brooklyn, Illinois, and East St. Louis. So it's Brooklyn to Brooklyn, NYC, which is Brooklyn Nice, and then Brooklyn, Illinois, which is ELOHUUM, because of the multiple mounds that they had that represent the extra galactical or extraterrestrial or powerful deities. You see that we are. Not that's coming back, that we are. And the games that the deities play amongst themselves is don't tell the humans. And those that got trapped off as being programmed to be a human, that's why I'm here, to release you from that bondage that you're in. Okay, so we got that part. Okay, so now the second part is basically Skate Master Spark is teaching a good skate technique. So what is this good skate technique? That, matter of fact, I'm going to see, we got that. I'm going to go on here to Google, right? And I'm going to put Legend Dairy Bill Butler. Jamming book price. eBay. Watch this. Jams Butler Complete Guide to Roller Disco. Okay. This is a great and hard to find book about jamming or dancing on roller skates. See, I'll put this part. Dancing on roller skates. Roller disco, dancing on roller skates. Okay, right there. You see that? Dancing on roller skates. So this is what I do. I roller dance. I don't do all this other stuff. I don't know nothing about that. I do things that's flamboyant. I'm a ladies' man. I don't mess with you. If you ain't got no money, I will teach you now. So if you want to get to roller skate, all you gotta do is Google me. But I don't deal with people that don't have money because that is a security breach to my status. I deal with my own circle, peers. I don't deal with people that don't have no vision, that don't want to do things, that's lazy, that's disrespectful, don't respect others, because it takes the whole Americas to get this done. Not just one person, not just one name, not just one religion, because all religions was man-made, which we'll talk about that too. The man-made part is the interpretation and application that one's put. Now, if we are said to be that which created that which is, then why would you put a limitation on what you can do or let somebody teach you about limiting yourself? Impossible. Why would you do it? All right, so let me get that roller skates. Okay, we got January 4th, 2021. Meet Bill Butler, the godfather of roller skating. Mr. Bill Butler's style of skating is called jamming, which is built around rhythmic dips, spins, crisscrosses, and turns. It is now seen by fellow skaters as, hold on, this is the New York Times. Meet the godfather of roller skating, Bill Butler. And here's this picture right here. Okay. Now, notice what colors he had. He has on royal blue. Look at the scarf on his pocket. His pocket over here, the right side, on the left side. Okay, left side. That's cool. Bill Butler's style of skate is now seen as the beginning of roller disco. When Grace Jones was strutting around Studio 54, Donna Summer's records were playing at the New York clubs. Empire Roller Dome was hitting its stride in Brooklyn. It was the end of the 70s. So let's say the end of the 70s. Okay, so now we're talking about 70, 78, 79. That was good. I needed to know that. Okay. And the reason I needed to know that, because once you keep going, sometimes you forget, but you forget, right? You for, which is culture, and you get. So forget don't mean that you don't know what it is. It's the culture. You put it back there, and when you need it, you summon the brain with your thoughts. It sends waves. If it's not in your memory, it will send waves. Now, the memory could be placed in different places. It could be in your taste. It could be in your feelings. It could be because you got burnt and you see that mark and you remember that. It'll give you those signals. So we got to start the learning how to be, and the word ain't even free. You see, it's not free. The word is not free. Okay, but anyway. It said it was at the end of the 60s. Disco fever was in full swing, and crowds of predominantly black and gay Brooklynites had spent the decade dancing and skating at Empire. Unlike some of the elite discotheques in Manhattan, the rink was a welcoming space with no velvet ropes or frickle doormen. Anyone with a few dollars could get in. As it became the hot spot for the nightlife, skaters and celebrities from different parts of the city traveled to Empire to experience its miracle maple floor, where the Detroit stride met the Cincinnati style and the Brooklyn bounce. Okay? Shared through parties there, Ben Vereen and John F. Kennedy glided across its rink. Okay? So, we got that right there. And we're going to take this and we're going to share this to the email. And I'm also share it to Facebook. Okay? I'm going to send it to myself. Just leave it like that. Okay, boom. We got that. We sent it there. Okay, now what we want to do now, get this back, get back to the article. Okay. Okay, we got that. Let's get this back to here. Okay, where was we at? It takes time. It takes time to learn this. Okay, we got this back. Okay. So now, so what everyone talking about special offer 1 week? No, we ain't talking about that. Okay, at the center of it all was Bill Butler, a skater whose flair and prowess were enshrined in his different many nicknames. So they called him Brother Bounce, okay, BB, Mr. Charisma, and they call him the King, the Godfather, and the Godfather of roller disco. So that's who he is. Now, I've learned by my tribe, Brooklyn tribe, right? Because it's all about a tribal thing. Regardless if you want to say family and take that familiar or family, or say you don't know, confusion like famine, that's on you. But now that I'm here, you don't have to go by what you thinking. You can go by what it is. Okay, so now, so we're talking about roller skating. We're going into roller skating because I'm coming back to roller skating and take the place that I own, I deserve, that nobody ever can take because they don't know enough about it, why it's here, and what the potential of this thing is. You see? Okay, so we got Bill Butler here. With the stars. So that means skaters are stars. You see? Okay, you got that. Okay, no problem. Now look at that outfit he got on. Oh my goodness. That is a sparkling outfit. And that's where I took my style from, sparkling and do what I do. You know, it ain't no problem. I suppose like the instance, we're gonna like that at a different time. Okay, so anyway, he would do all these things that just looked impossible, spins, dips, and change direction on a dime, said Ellen Scowen Brockman, who profiled him at the time for the New York magazine. It was like watching whirling dervish. Okay. Mr. Butler's style of skating is called jamming, which is built around rhythmic dips, spins, crisscrosses, and turns. It is now seen by fellow skaters as the beginnings of roller skating. So without a doubt, he got what he got. He earned this position. So it was no collaboration. It was not because you got it, you can get it. Because his vision, he had to maintain his vision. He could not shift because someone else said, you know what, we can do something else with that skating, or put it like this, that skating, the origin and the reason why you had the ability and you was given that thought, right? That thought was shot down to you or given to you or put into you so you can bring forth and make it happen, or people gave you the respect because the way we was traveling was to get the job done. So congratulations, because you got the job done because I'm here. Okay? From the beginning, Mr. Butler pushed for new sounds. Traditionally, rinks hired live musicians to play rhythmic music on organs, often purchased secondhand from churches and theaters, or they had DJs who spun music with predictable tempos that allow skaters to match the beat. It was in 1957 when he was a young man in the Air Force. Do you know what it took for a melanated man, which you call black? I'm not going to say black. Melanated man, skin melanated man, to go into the Air Force. Okay. Mr. Butler, he first went to Europe. He arrived in his uniform with an LP of Jimmy Forrest and Count Basie's Night Train tucked under his arm and convinced the DJ to play his record. As the swinging blues filled the air, Mr. Buck did his moves, spinning through the crowd and skating backwards to the music. Okay. It was in 1957 when he was a young man in the Air Force that Mr. Butler first went to Empire, not Europe. Okay. I said England, Europe. It'd be like that. So since he got to go over it sometimes, like I said, we're making this happen. Like I'm the captain right now. That's it. All right. So here's a picture. Oh my goodness. Here's a picture of the roller skating rink, Empire. And this is how crowded it was. Ain't that something? They did it, right? That was the unity. That's where the people was. Empire Roller Drum or Roller Disco. Empire Roller Disco. Empire Roller Disco. Empire Roller Disco. So you know what? Thinking with this, with gratitude and the capstone to this next, that skate master spark is roller disco, roller dance. That's what we take it to the next. So it's still roller disco, but it's roller disco dance. How about that? Okay. And this was in 1980. The clubs got a 20,000 watt stereo system. In the mid 60s, he had by the mid 60s, he had Sweet Talk Gloria McCartney, the daughter of the owner at Empire, into changing the music. Fridays became bounce night when the popular music, jazz, R&B, funk, and then disco blurred from the speakers. In the early 70s, Empire placed his live organist with the DJ and club in 1980. The club sound designer's name was Richard Long, who created sound system for places like Studio 54, Paradise Garage. He revamped the rink in the 70s, nearly renamed Empire Disco with a 20,000 watt stereo system. That's what I was electrified with. That's what the sound healing, the sound, the truth that was coming to us. It was going into an electrified place. It was like being in a spaceship because you started to travel. You were breaking gravity. You were going past what they call and breaking gravity. Okay, so let's see what else it says. The skater many people came to see was Bill Butler. You see, and I can believe that because when I skate, it's the same thing. So I know the feeling. We are the good skates. I was taught by a good skate, and I got to be better than a good skate. And that was the whole mission, to be better than the best. You see, because the best is their word. You see, we into expansion, we into doing different times, and skating was a method of reprogramming, extracting, building a shield, and absorbing. So we were like messiahs in the roller skating rink. But being that you don't know the etymology of the words, and the falsehood in the sentence that's being used to explain the things that you do. So that's why I'm here. I'm the SP to the ARK. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about. When you go to the ballet, you see performance, you don't think their feet must be hurting, she add. Okay, boom, I went a little fast. Cher even hired him as a skating date for a night at Empire soon after the release of a roller disco inspired Hell on Wheels. So Hell was put on wheels by Cher. Cher means to what? Share. Cher means what? Happiness. Cher, well, I think it was one of the best shows with Friends and Cher and all that. And then you had Cher with her husband, and I believe he was a senator or in politicians. So the movement of America and revising itself from the improper thoughts, actions, and misappropriation of funds, misappropriation of human resources, this misappropriation of being a visitor, not only on earth, but in America. Or not only in America, but a visitor on earth. There's rules to this game. The game, the word game, first of all, let me this is so much that has been, because I got kind of booted out. I got booted out, then intoxicated with poisons. And this is not, I'm not the only one. I'm just one that's articulating it, not only for self, because there is no self. The self is going back to Gia. Gia is the earth that loaned the body because she had to. It wasn't, it's a plan. It's a plan. People say the body, why you think the body don't go back? They say you leave here. Where you going? You don't even know, because you never took the time to stop to learn. You let somebody tell you going to heaven. What is heaven to you? What is a word? Thank you. It says, if you were skating with them, you weren't afraid of falling. Miss Brock, the reporter, said on a phone interview. When you go to the ballet and you see the performance, you don't think their feet must be hurting, she asked. That's the way Bill makes skating look. He made it look easy, and I think it rose to an art form. So now we got, I'm an artist that was taught by the best, that's continuing this process. So everybody that came on, ran from it and having fun, salute. That wasn't my job. That wasn't my job. My job was to learn this thing, because new souls was coming in. And these new souls, they needed more freedom. You see? They needed more freedom. And that is where has to be explained, but you have to explain. I can't explain the pressures of oppression in your part of the woods, in your area, in your city, in your state, in your county, in your area, on your block. I cannot explain that, but I can explain the things that was going on that was positive and the things that was negative. See, and we got a lot going on here, and we're gonna keep it going because this is the flow, and you're gonna see it's gonna be more and more and more and more. Because first of all, nothing that you were supposed to get is going to be taken away from you by anybody, by any race, by any political party, by any religion. It don't matter. What's yours is going to be yours, but you got to work on it. You got to work on it. You got to learn. The prize wasn't the money. The money is ruled by the banking system that is employed by the internal revenue, right? And it's not a bad thing. People looking at it, see, the people don't want you to have no money. So they tell you, oh, money's not good. They don't want you to have a business. So they say, oh no, it's not good. Because they want it, they don't want to be around you. They want you to buy from them, and that ain't fair. I don't think that's fair. So Mr. Butler, who grew up in Detroit, big shout out to Detroit. Y'all got it going on. You already know. You see? That's what we call up top. Plain as that. And that ain't going to be explained here. Not now. Now I'm talking about the legendary Bill Butler. You see? So people say, I switch on and off like the light. No. It's just that it's a time for everything, and everything in its time. And when a person want to use another person for their own benefit, they're wrong as hell. When a person realizes the importance of another person and can excuse what they thought was flaws or flaws, because now what I'm teaching is totally different in skating about everything, because when I had a chance to do it 30 years ago, it wasn't possible. Regardless, I felt I could handle it. It didn't happen. So that's the reality of it. But it happened in a way where what I did, I set the trend. Now I'm gonna give you that's the bullet points, the big bullet points, not the definite stuff. This the bullet points, bullet points, bullet points. Now I'm giving you the facts about what you're doing. And you need to read this. Everybody, from Detroit to New York to Florida, respect the game. Respect the players of the game. Don't just come in and because it's okay. But if you want to learn, you got to practice and you got to know the next, because they didn't pass the baton. So that means that's the top of that. Ain't no sense of, hey, that's the top. This is the top of roller skating. The legendary Bill Butler. That's it. That's the top. Now, with the ELOHUUM, that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing. So we're giving people opportunity, not only to be this, but to broaden their horizon, to pull out your full potential, because you do have potential, especially if you're a roller skater. Especially if you're a roller skater. And to take something and don't know how to use it, that's like having a, you know what? I'll give you an example. You learn by experience. Okay. I've been going through just like everybody else going through, and compared to, because if you 100, I'm 100, I'm going through whatever to be detained, stopped, oppressed, whatever, you know. But this is what I have to say for y'all. We have so much love in us as Elohim. And then we collect more as ELOHUUM. That the love, the happiness, the joy of continuing the mission continues. And that is to rejoice and be exceedingly glad. Let no one steal, not 1 second of your joy. Now people say, well, damn, why you didn't say this before? Because it wasn't for you before. Matter of fact, if you want to travel this way, all you got to do is just follow, like, share, and teach it. You ain't got to tell people about me. I'm going to be me anyway. I'm like light years ahead of y'all. And when I was taught this by the best, and the best is called Dr. York. I don't care what people say. That was the best that showed me, right? Other than me. See, me is my brother. Me is my mother. See, he was a we, but he was collective for what he and his experience. And for me to get to hear, guess what? To show you. So it's so many things. Matter of fact, it's not coming out. But right there is a symbol right there. Anyway, so let's go with this here. At Arcadia, the 10-year-old Bill noticed how a skater, Archie, moved his body, stunning the crowd with sliding backwards and his hair slicked back and his boots unlaced. He was skating clockwise while the rest of us were skating counterclockwise. And it really got me crazy, Mr. Butler said. After that, Mr. Butler used the money he had earned delivering groceries to buy his own skates and then whooping sum of $23, but he wasn't ready to skate, he said, until he could command the rink like Archie. So he practiced in his family basement, skidding into the hot water boiler and the coal bin as he attempted to perfect his stride. No one knew that he was skating. He said he was a loner, taking the bus to and from the rink by himself. Even after he enlisted in the Air Force and began traveling, he would slip away from the base by himself to check out local rinks. When he moved to Brooklyn in 1957, I was born in 54. So 3 years, salute. He brought with him his music and a hog plugger moved. He picked up from skating all over. Soon, he said, he was spending most of his nights at Empire. We began giving lessons to those interested in his style. He called himself a jammer. Okay? Right. Now, the word jammer, a jammy, I'm sorry, the gathering, jammy. So he knew worldwide, he knew what was going on. As far as who was going to explain this, the way I'm explaining it, and what is explain? Let me tell you what explain is. It's 2 words. Matter of fact, we did have a thing. We ain't got it now, but hold on. And roller derby refers to a team member who tries to pull ahead of the pack. He called it jamming, a term he borrowed from both jazz and roller derby. And roller derby refers to a team member who tries to pull ahead of the pack and ideally lap the group. I guess that's what I did. I mean, just what he's saying, what it was, the jam. But see, the jamming actually is from the word jamming, like the word Juma, which means gathering, coming together, just like the J and the G is the same. The J is a elongated G. The G and the J is the same symbol. It's just that it's located a different way where it doesn't look the same to those who are not aware and in tune with detail, okay, of the symbols, which we'll talk about that later. Okay, said build their movement by focusing on the skates' leverage points. Okay, identity lap the group. Jammers, Bill Butler said, build their movements by focusing on the skate leverage point, rooting their movements in different parts of the inside or outside edge of the foot of the boot. Allow skaters to grip the floor properly and push off with intent and power. Okay. And here's another picture from the roller skating. Put over that. That's it. There you go. Okay, so we got that, right? If you look at this picture when you get it, right, you'll see the placement of the foot. You'll see how it's rolling. You see one person rolling with two things. You see, and you can tell that they're really going fast. Okay, that's what's happening here. So now, if you got the technique, the improvisational parts come no sweat. He said you have the sophisticated to be improvisationist, a person who can skate, syncopatic rhythm. Syncopatic rhythm. This is what he taught generations of skaters and what he brought to the movies. He worked as skating director on films including The Warriors, Exandu in 1980, later Roll Bounce in 2005, which helped inject the funky, dazzling world of skating into pop culture's mainstream. Bill Butler also opened a skating school on Long Island, New York. So Long Island's considered to be Strong Island because they had the dough. Long Island was where all the slave owners was, and then they took over the boroughs and monitored the boroughs, but they lived out. Some lived in, lived out. But as the laws start changing, people start changing the demographics, and then they start leaving the slaves to fend for themselves, to fend for food, to fend for healthcare, to fend. That's why, as we go further into this, that's why skating was very important. It wasn't just a part of maintaining for the extraterrestrials that came in. That was my job, my acknowledgement. His job was fun, happiness, and to keep us together as not only a tribe, as human people, respecting one another. It was a global thing. This man really need a Nobel Peace Prize. You see? So he will. Matter of fact, we gave him an award. I don't remember all of it because a lot happened in time. But he already know that he had good people on his side. My brother's not here. He's here within me and my other people. You see, he's here in memory, he's here in deeds, and he's here in duplication. So all this will come back full count to what I'm talking about. They said, oh, we always skate this way because this is the kind of music that we like. So we have this different kind of sway or swagger, she says. But if you talk to them longer and trace back who taught each person, is kind of like doing a family tree. So everybody got a different style. Everybody respects each other, and everybody teaches each other different styles. I'm here with the German style. You see, my style from the German style is called sparkle. Why? Because we fly like that. Okay, sparkles. We have certain rules, right? Everybody got rules. We're not dealing with we don't deal with, if you ain't got no money, I can't deal with you right now. I'm going to show you how to make money, and then you pay homage. If you pay homage, that's it. Just like everybody else. I pay my dues my way. You pay your dues your way. You want to learn? You learn from the best. You want to learn from the best, you pay. Everything that was going on, people made money. This is a capitalistic society. We got to stop running away from making money, but we got to make money and put it in the right places where those people who need it can learn if capable, because everybody's not capable of learning this foolishness that they got out. Well, if they come and learn, get your ass at the end of the line and learn what I'm talking about, you're going to see some changes in this game. Oh, you're going to see some changes. Eventually, you can trace it all back. She continued, and it'll come back to Bill Butler. I tell you, the man done did it from Detroit, from all around the world, and he need a Nobel Prize. It's a lot of people that's been denied. So when it's your time, you just got to be strong. You got to hold on, and you got to push on. You see, and we've been talking here good 54 minutes. That's a good sign too. Okay. So now, Mr. Butler moved to Atlanta. where he continued teaches at local rinks. This man's amazing. At 77 years of perfecting his moves at the rinks around the world, the pandemic has forced him to hang up his skates for now. He says he plans to skate and teach again once it's safe. And his idea about skating haven't changed. Space plus the beat equals what we do with our bodies and feet, he said. That's where I'm coming from. Space plus the beat equals what we do with our bodies and feet. So skates plus the beat, what we do with our bodies and feet, he said. So they got some other things and about roller skating. It's been a New York thing. Take a look. Watch these Brooklyn skate clubs, regular dance on wheels. This is June 24th. Where I'm looking at now, where you can reach this here, is the New York Times. Actually, this is the article I'm reading now. It's called the New York Times, and you can go legendary Bill Butler, and you can see the beginning of the spark. Okay, this is how we do it. Okay, so now you know about that. Let me introduce myself to you, and I had some things I was reading. Skate Master Spark has done it again. He's put down a skating foundation of fun and good health in the Midwest as he takes time to get the attention of a new generation of good souls. Missouri, the show you stay. Skate Master Spark is teaching a good technique, skate technique. It's original jamming. Okay. Jamming is a New York roller skating system that has motivated the East Coast. The Spark, as he is called by those in the skating world, the Spark came straight out of Brooklyn, New York Street, Sweet Rubies. Came straight out of Brooklyn, New York's Sweet Rubies roller skating rink, Brooklyn Bushwick section. Brooklyn, New York City, in the section of Bushwick. Bushwick and Myrtle was the beginning or the mid part or the surrounding areas of the community that I lived in, right? Which 33 Lawson. Okay. That was the introduction to the look. See, sometimes you got to get out of the situation to look at it. And Imam Isa, right, which you call Islam, which they call Islam, which I don't call Islam, because that's not Islam. Not Islam is I self Lord and Master to me, because that's the level I'm on. Some people got Islam as a religion. Some people got Islam as a way of life. But everything in time changes. When you get to a certain point, you come to another level of what's going on, another frequency, another energy. And once you seek and you find, then you're safe. Like people, you go to church, to me, they're safe to begin to wake up. You see? And to find themselves approved. So if you find yourself approved, a fine is a penalty. If you find yourself and approve, right, to travel on, it's certain restrictions and the things that you do is certain method of being successful. And the main thing is appreciation, attitude, and gratitude. You heard that many times, but the reason is because this is what you are. You are a high priestess and a high priest, said priest or priestess. It don't matter. Now, from there, that is your position and job. So now, I said when we were skating, we went to skating. What did we do? While you was having fun, while you was whatever, we was chanting, we was guiding the planet, we was eradicating demons that you don't see, we was breaking the law of gravity, we was turning and going counterclockwise, renewing ourselves. Yes, it's more to this, as we'll see right here. Skate Master Spark is teaching a good skate technique that I learned, right? Not giving nobody else's secrets, because he gave us what we got. And what we got, people taught, as you see in the article. And as you know, as I'm telling you now, I never taught but one person, and that person I taught was minimum. Because I do not trust people, so I had to do it my way. Now, remember, I came here, as you see, right? I came here, right? Perfected the skating, right? Touched the oversoul, right? Introduced to the galaxy and was there for 25, 30 years. Just got back. So they said, well, how you just got back? You was always here. No, because when you learn the truth, we're not here. We're a hologram. We're still there, but we're doing things down here, in here. And this part, to some, it was called hell until we got here. We came here with the healing. You see, the rhythmatic healing. See, and the first thing that I learned through skating was continuation. Where you put out, you get back. You put out energy, you receive energy. And the tracks that we had one track was called Reach Up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play that track. What's this? Give me play the track. Oh, we're gonna be talking. I'm gonna do this live and all this. This is live now. And you can come up here. Ain't nobody come here. It's okay today because everything I do it for you. I do it for those who it's not for everybody. Anyway, what's this? D-Train. Okay, I don't know D-Train and all this shit. Let's see what they got.
Are you committed to your success in the stock market? Did you know that 99% of traders...
No. Let's see what we got. Ah! Something on your mind. It should be them letters back there. This the one. You're the one for me. 1982. 1982. That was basically that was the entry. What? Okay. Explain to you, right? But this was it. This is to the words here. So this is the type of music that we was listening to with the love by my side. That was unity. So love and unity by my side, the gathering, jamming, everything takes place in the music. The music was a healing force, is a healing force. It was used as a healing force, is used as communication. But the name of the healing force is what the fuck. What the fuck is the vibrational tones. When people say that, they say singing, or they may say speech, words, but it's more than that. It's the instruments that take you through the galaxy of thought, so you can pick up the vibrational signals that will heal you. And that's what that was about. All right, so now we got that. Let's see. What else we got? That was D-Train. You know? And I guess we'll go through a couple of things and music, stuff like that. So, right here, I'm looking at some that says that the bank refuses black man to enter, so he buys the bank and become their boss. That's what we do. You see, because the system was geared with fairness, that's where the equality comes. Equality didn't come with the ability and who you are. Equality came in the laws, so people would have balancement. So those that did have the power wouldn't abuse those that didn't have the power. So a false power was given to those as a test to see if they can run the affairs of their master, their true master, which is the melanation man. And those who know the truth will respect their master. We're going to leave that right there. We got like 107, 108, 109. This is good. And we good. And who am I? You know who I be. Don't play.